Good morning, guys. This is Arrow from ArrowTheAdventurer.com. Hashtag ArrowTheAdventurer. Um, and I was thinking about the urban myth of ValThor, Valiant Thor, which comes from a book called Alien in a White House, and it's about this this guy, named Valiant Thor. Says he's an alien, and eventually makes it into Eisenhower's White House, and he looks very human. Which also, sidetrack, reminds me of another movie. It's an old movie I seen like on AMC when I was 16. It was called Brother from Another Planet, and it was about an alien, and it was a black guy. He's actually a very famous actor. I can't think of his name right now. But he couldn't speak, and he was very smart, and he was an alien, but you couldn't tell until you looked at his feet. His feet only had 4 toes on it. That's the only thing. The similar things was said about ValThor. But he was white, and he was supposed to bring all this technology and had a plan for Earth as some kind of savior or something like that. And according to the legend, the urban legend, the myth, Eisenhower denied all of that, because he said it would undermine like free energy, stuff like that, will undermine capitalism and humans' desire and drive to succeed or something like that. And so, but he stayed in the White House for 3 years, according to legend. I'm not saying this is real or not. I'm just telling you things that I've seen over time. And if you're into the whole area phenomena, UFO stuff, you would already have heard of this. And they said one thing that they didn't trust about him was that he also undermined humans' concept of free will, because he had these telepathic abilities. That's actually how he got to the White House, when he landed his craft in Virginia, ironically, and maybe West Virginia. But some officers drew their guns, and he convinced them with the old classic phrase, "Take me to your leader." And so all that happened, and so he stayed at the White House for 3 years or so. And they said that he definitely undermined humans' ability to make their own decisions and free will. So he was brainwashing people and getting people to do things using basically what we call Jedi mind tricks, and causing people to see hallucinations and stuff like that. Now, this is in the 50s, during the Eisenhower administration. And okay, now cut to what we do know for facts, because apparently ValThor got into space. Oh, he was from Venus, by the way. He said he was from Venus, or as the legend goes, it says he was from Venus. But that's the point. So, and by the way, you said that Venus was all lush and, had oceans and stuff like that, which, according to what we as in civilians have been told, Venus is a very hellish place, according to where things have landed and what has been observed from Earth, from our surface to their surface. Um. So, flash forward to what we do know. Shortly after the Eisenhower administration into the 60s, this program started called MKUltra. In this program, certain government agencies was doing experiments in regards to things like mind control. That's where we get LSD from, making people hallucinate, trying to make us truth serum, trying to get people to do things that they don't want to do, like assassinate people or whatever. Also looked into the things like remote viewing and what we call, or what they're calling now, anomalous cognition, which is basically extrasensory perception, e.s.p. And that sticks out to me because right after the period of the urban legend of the myth of ValThor and all the things he was accused of, they tried doing those very same things but with more malevolent intent, apparently. I think that's interesting. Now, I'm not saying I believe any of this. I'm just thinking about things that I seen and heard about. Also, I think it's interesting when it comes to the unidentified aerial phenomena, flying saucers, UFOs, and things like that. How people say that it really got intense around the time humanity was experimenting and using nuclear bombs. What you don't know, what the average person doesn't know about nuclear weapons testing, is that they weren't just testing them on the ground or like out in the desert, Los Alamos and stuff like that. They were also testing them deep in the oceans, deep underground, and way out of space. And then there became reports of like unidentified aerial vehicles or vessels disabling electronics, stuff like that. Oh, also something that was a part of MKUltra, so you could do that, telekinesis, psychokinesis, things like that, all that weird stuff. That I don't personally believe in, for the record, because I don't have any proof, and unlike any other scientist, you gotta have proof for things like that in order to believe it. So, I'm just sharing thoughts on just how interesting it all is. And you can look that up. What were those operations called? Starfish was one of them, and they were blowing up stuff in outer space. But they weren't blowing up things, but they were seeing what happens when you explode nuclear bombs in outer space. And they wanted to see what happens when you blow them up deep underground and deep under the water. lots of plausible deniability. It could be anything, you know. So that's all I got there. I just woke up. I was just thinking about it. That's all. I've been watching documentaries and stuff like that. So pretty interesting stuff. So I'm just gonna start my day now, I guess. Everybody else have a good day. Okay. Arrow the Adventurer. Hashtag Arrow the Adventurer. ArrowTheAdventurer.com. Peace. One more thing that I was thinking about. When it came to like projects, the Stargate project, Operation Stargate, or one of those, that's when they were using remote viewers to look everywhere and anywhere. And there is a story of them handing coordinates to Mars. Not Venus. Mars. I think that's interesting too. Arrow the Adventurer. Yeah, I have another little commentary also. Since I have my camera out, and I'm already up. I just literally woke up. But even if that were true, I think it's comical. The idea of certain people or groups being concerned about the undermining of the human's ability to have free will. When you think about people like Ivan Popov, I think that's Popov, the guy with the dog and the bell and the drooling. Well, he came up with this process for social conditioning because he eventually made his dog foam out the mouth every time he rung a bell through behavioral conditioning. And then when you mix that with Edward Bernays and his propaganda machines that started off with the war effort but eventually trickled into corporate America marketing industrial complex, and in some cases other marketing industrial complexes, and you mix that with the old Roman philosophy of opium for the masses, it would seem as if our free will is already kind of being undermined right now. Because, well, just look at how things are now. Politically, and also in the free market world of consumerism. And then you throw in all the drugs, legal and illegal, or however you want to define them. And all kinds of, in a weird ways, circumventing. It seems like, I don't know. I just woke up and I'm just thinking about, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying what I observe. I can always be wrong. I didn't go to college. I am just a weird person, apparently. So I don't know. Don't listen to me. I just be thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's not even an opinion. It's just thinking about things. But this is Arrow from Arrow the Adventurer. Once again, arrowtheadventurer.com or just hashtag Arrow the Adventurer. Peace. So this is a little on topic and off topic once again. On my Space Talk 321 the movie. One of my videos of just me speculating on things like that. I say we're probably the only ones living on the surface of the world like a bunch of jabronis. I mean, what is the atmosphere? What does the atmosphere do? Well, our atmosphere, as we are told, is all this gas that protects us from the sun and all the dangers of outer space that hits the Earth. Now, if you didn't have the atmosphere, could it still be possible? What if you didn't have a gas atmosphere? If you went underground. And Joe Morgan's the guy from that. Well, you'll see. Anyway, in the movie Brother from Another Planet. I digress. But yeah. And I got that idea from the movie Evolution, with the 7-Up guy. Because it's asteroid crash in the movie. It had all this building blocks for life forms for wherever it came from. And it ended up in this cave. And that's where they started reproducing and creating this gas, kind of like what happened on Earth billions of years ago, what we're told. And things started rapidly evolving in the cave, but they couldn't leave the cave because the cave provided what the organisms needed to survive, basically its own atmosphere, coming from the organisms that were making the gas for the atmosphere.
Can I help you, brother?
Damn. Bust again. Why don't you get somebody here to fix this thing, Odell?
You know.
Straight shooter.
You go to them Polynesian islands, you see some long faces, man. Don't never go drinking out of somebody else's glass like that, Smokey.
He fixed it. The brother fixed it.
Say, brother, how did you fix that machine?
You don't go sending somebody that can fix a machine like that to no being shelter. The brother got talent.
Have any of you seen this man? We have reason to believe he's been in here.
Lots of people been in here. What's his name?
Didn't he tell you?
How a man gonna tell you his name when he can't talk? Government? Who's government?
Immigration. We have reason to believe this man is an illegal alien. Could we see your green card, mister?
Green card? Man, what you talking? Green card? Green card my black ass. My people built this country, sucker. You ever been to South Carolina? You've been a busy man.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, all right. There's no way you beat me, though. I'll wear you down. That was fantastic.
You want to see a card trick? Patriots usually wins, but I said not this time, sucker. I got a straight flush. I have another magic trick for you. You want to see me make all the white people disappear?
Well, the #1 Broadway
See?
trick.
What'd I tell you?